of Hong Kong. Of course, Lee Chong Wei not seeded this year at the World Championships. Here's the men's singles draw, and we're now concentrating on the bottom half. Top half has been decided. What a thrilling match it was with the defending champion against Victor Axelsen. Look at that, 30-29 in the second game. Kento Momota, well, he was outstanding, I thought, in our first match of the day. And of course, we're gradually moving down the draw. So Lee Chong Wei against Hu Yun. Of course, quarter-final stage. 2 Chinese players, 2 Danish players, and 2 Hong Kong players. One of the Danes has gone, and one of the Hong Kong players has gone. But here comes the former world #1, Lee Chong Wei of Malaysia. "32 years of age now, against a man who's 33. He'll turn 34 later this month. So 2 vastly experienced players for this men's singles quarter-final. Hu Yun, of course, the number 13 seed, and despite the fact that Lee Chong Wei not seeded, I think everybody expected him to be in the quarter-final stage. Yes, his world ranking has dropped so much after his 8-month suspension. I thought he's gone up in the world ranking yesterday, went up 1 place to 44. But of course, former world #1. 18-1, his win-loss record for the year. 2 titles, the US Grand Prix Gold and the Canadian Grand Prix. Lost in the quarter-final of the Chinese Taipei to reigning world champion Chen Long. Now, as far as he's concerned, well, he had a bit of a hiccup in the second round, didn't he? Against the left-handed 2012 European champion Mark Schwiebler. Dropped the second game there. And then in yesterday's match against Wang Zhening, the number 8 seed, registered his 14th straight win over the Chinese player. Hu Yun, as I say, 33 years of age, about to turn 34, from Wuhan in Hubei province in China. Moved to Hong Kong in 2005 and first represented Hong Kong in 2008. Now, his world ranking at 15, he has been as high as 4. And as you can see, his last 2 matches going the full distance. Yesterday against the number 3 seed, Srikanth Kidambi, won on his 3rd match point. Now, if you're a Hu Yun fan, that's going to be a little bit worrying, isn't it? 7-0 in favour of Lee Chong Wei. All of them in 2 straight games. So there are umpire Vrushali Upadhyay of India. Last time they met was in the final of the Japan Open. I remember that match. And service judge Satyawan Mahathir from Mauritius. And it is a tall order, Steen, isn't it, when you've lost to a player 7 straight times, and a player of Lee Chong Wei's quality.
Yes, it is. You need to get going from the beginning in order to get some self-confidence. But I think I'm spotting a former player on the Hong Kong coaching chair. I don't know if I'm correct, but I think it's Luan Jin.
It is indeed.
And he used to have a rivalry with one of the coaches on the other chair, namely Morten Frost. And I think that Hong Kong men's singles has improved since Luan Jin has been working with them. We also saw Nan Wei making the quarterfinals. 2 Hong Kong players in the quarterfinals. That is more than satisfactory in my opinion. And Hu Yun has the game to play in this kind of arena here with windy conditions. Unfortunately for him, Lee Chong Wei does the same.
Well, umpire just pointing out something about Hu Yun's kit bag, not neat and tidy enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Hu Yun, Hong Kong, China. And on my left, Lee Chong Wei, Malaysia. Hu Yun to serve. Love all. Play.
So the number 13 seed, Hu Yun of Hong Kong, getting this quarterfinal underway against Lee Chong Wei.
Service over.
And of course, the obvious question, Steen, is why does Hu Yun struggle so much against Lee Chong Wei? It must be styles in play.
Yeah, I think it's because it's against a very, very speedy opponent. Great start here from Chong Wei. He's moving really well, and Hu Yun hasn't really got a big attacking game, but he's got a very good touch. This shot there is excellent, and I'm not at all surprised that he's in this quarterfinal. Won yesterday, good victory against Shrikant. But I saw him playing the Indonesia Open here 2 months ago, and he played really well, but unfortunately for him, he lost to Kento Momota, who eventually went on to win this tournament. So I've been keeping an eye on these two players because they really have the game for this arena.
Yeah.
Very good flat game, excellent net game and anticipation skills.
Oh, look at that. Power play. And just to expand that point, of course, Hu Yun did particularly well in the Singapore Super Series earlier this year, which is another very difficult arena with lots of drift. He beat Chen Long. In fact, he's beaten Chen Long a couple of times.
Yeah, I think that Chen Long should praise himself lucky that he's not been up to either Hu Yun or Kento Momota yet. He's going to be tomorrow against Momota, but I think he's going to struggle there.
Service over.
Jano Jorgensen, another player who's got the playing style to cope with the windy conditions.
And of course, Jano Jorgensen playing Lindan, 5-time world champion, later on. Oh, that's good.
But I'm excited to see this match here because I thought Lee Chong Wei was a little bit unstable yesterday. There were a lot of rallies that were quite a bit from what I expected, and I think he needs to rectify that in order to have a chance for the title here in Jakarta.
4-5.
When you say unstable, what do you mean about that? Looking a little bit nervous or just not sharp enough?
Not sharp enough. There's too many loose shots in the rallies when playing Wang Shengming yesterday and also Mark Zwiebler. And I'm switching a little bit between him trying a different kind of shots and playing styles and simply not being sharp enough. Because when we see Chen Long, Kento Momota and Lindan, the shots, they're there and they're there with a high quality.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen the consistent high quality from Lee Chong Wei in this tournament yet.
Service over. 7.
The other thing that Jesper Larsen was saying, he thought that Lee Chong Wei wasn't as sharp on his defensive play.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's where he's lost the most during these 8 months, where he's been out. But the thing is, here it looks really good because it looks like he, concentration-wise, has sort of geared up. And that could also help his defense. I mean, you don't, as a player, you don't use 100% concentration from the beginning of a tournament. you meet players that you're quite confident that you're going to beat, and that means that you're somewhere between 80, 90%. What do I know? I mean, just not 100%, but he started out really well here, and it's like he's sort of trying to build up confidence for a later part of the tournament.
Yeah.
And he also said yesterday in a comment to that match that he's never lost to Wang Jingmin, and he was planning not to as long as he was playing. And I guess the same goes for Hu Yun.
Yeah. Well, it was an ambitious shot to try from Hu Yun.
5.
And that, I suppose, is part of the problem when you've lost to a certain opponent that many times. You sort of run out of ideas. You try and do something that really isn't on.
Yeah, and the shots that sort of give you an
11,
advantage
5,
against other opponents, they don't do it against this particular one.
Yeah. So a 6-point advantage for Lee Chong Wei at the mid-game interval, and that's all happened in double quick time. Am I saying that right? 6 minutes? 6 minutes, that's extraordinary.
And it's a whole different statement, a whole different body language and attitude compared to yesterday.
From Hu Yun, you mean? Or from
Lee Chong Wei.
Okay.
Probably also from Hu Yun. I didn't see the match where he defeated Shrikant Kadambi.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
I suppose there's a danger in a way. You look at the draw as a player and you say, well, you know, I'll come up against the number 3 seed in the last 16, and you're thinking about that, and you're thinking about how you're building up to that match, and then you finally beat him, and it's almost like you've forgotten that, well, there's other matches after that. That was such a target to overcome.
Yeah.
13.
And I think we've probably seen some examples of that during the last 2 matches, that sometimes it's good to have another goal than just to win a medal, because if you have a goal to win a medal, then everything is at stake in the quarterfinal.
Yeah.
If you have a goal to reach the final or to win the World Championships, then the quarterfinal is just
14.
part of the way.
5.
Yeah. Well, this is 8 straight points behind the back there from Lee Yun to Novell, really. He does tend to look quite casual on court anyway, even when he's sort of playing at his very best.
Exactly, yeah, he does. It's just that the shots here that normally gives him a little bit of an advantage, they don't do here. Oh, I would challenge that one if I were Chong Wei.
Yeah,
Service over.
Mind you, he's got such a lead.
Yeah.
14.
And we've seen that it is the quick-footed players that has sort of done well in this tournament. The only one I'm a little bit disappointed in is Kashyap Parupalli. I'd expected more from him, but he was up himself against one of these very, very quick players, perhaps the quickest of all, Tien Men Nguyen, who's done well here as well.
Service over. 15. 6.
Well, sadly to me at the moment, Lee Yun looks like a man who doesn't believe.
Yeah. And he hasn't gotten these successes in the beginning of the match that sort of
Service over.
could get him to believe that it was going to be different this time.
15. 15. 15. Service over. 16.
Very short rallies. And I think back to that terrific women's singles with Carolina Marin against Wang Xiaxian. Oof,
Fault.
certainly lucky
Service over.
record there.
10. 16.
Crikey, that really did it. That was a funny shot, wasn't it? The way the shuttle deflected over the net there.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. That's how Chong Wei
Service over.
should play.
17.
And then if he can defeat Hu Yun with 21-5, 21-6, he should do so, because he's going to need this consistency when he meets better players, when he meets Lin Dan, Chen Long, Jano Jorgensen, whoever he's meeting, Kento Momota. There's no room for these soft rallies
18.
where he's a little bit unconcentrated.
10.
Yeah, and we saw 3 of those really unfocused,
Yes.
no concentration just a moment ago, didn't we?
We did.
And he's been gifted this at the moment.
19. 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, have attention.
Well, another lucky net cord.
Service over. 11. 19.
And boys in China won by Liu Cheng, and boys in China by walkover. Thank you.
That was another one. Very, very loose rally.
12. 19.
And of course, it's not going to mean anything in the end deciding this game. It's just a bad habit, and I think they follow you into the big matches.
Service over. 20.
Well,
Game
He's got game
point.
point opportunities
12.
here, Lee Chong Wei.
Game.
Yeah. Super shots to close out
One
game
set
number
won
1.
by Lee Chong Wei. 21-12.
21-12, that confirms the umpire. And I make that a little over 13 minutes. Yeah. Lee Chong Wei certainly playing well enough to cruise through that opening game. 21-12, 13 minutes.
On court 2. Women's double quarterfinal match number 59. Umpire of the match, Rohana De Silva, Sri Lanka, and the services, Wahyana, Indonesia.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
The fans here in Astora Stadium. There's hot, humid conditions, even though the air conditioning is on. I'm always interested to know, Steen, with you coaches, how you deal with a player. I know Jesper was telling me earlier he loves to see a player that's fired up and is he likes the Carolina Marin celebrations and the fist pumps and all of that. Here's a total contrast with Hu Yun. How do you as a coach, you know, I'm sitting here thinking, you know, I know the man's trying. It's just his demeanour. This is the way he is. But I feel like I want to sort of shake him into action. What do you say to him?
Yeah, but I think he's on fire on the inside.
Yeah.
So I think the really important thing is to let the players be themselves. Don't try to make them something that they're not, because they will have to think about it.
Yeah.
And oh, I need to be relaxed, or I need to shout, or cheer myself up, or something like that. And that will eventually disturb you. So you have to be your true self on court.
Yeah, that's a very good point. So it doesn't frustrate you if you have a player that looks so laid back on court?
Oh yeah, it can. It can. One of the persons who has frustrated me a lot was Lars Paske, because he was really calm and collected and looked like he could play with the suit and tie if he was allowed to. But make no mistake, he was really fired up inside, and getting him to show feelings would perhaps have disturbed him. And then again, at some occasions, you know that it can intimidate your opponents. Then you'd want them to sort of be a little bit more cheering when winning the shots and so on.
Yeah.
But you could say again that Lars had Jonas Rasmussen to do that, so he was lucky.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Lee Chong Wei waiting for the drop shot. The backhand clear from Hu Yun, the outright winner.
3.
No, it was a good rally.
Yeah. Play. Service over. 4, 2.
Oh, that's landed well in. My goodness me.
Service over. 3, 4.
It's gone well long.
4. On.
Oh, that's nice.
5, 4. Play. Lee.
It seems to me as if Lee Chong Wei is absolutely determined to really command the net area. There's a couple of times where he's looked for the net and he's been slightly slow. Once when he was completely deceived with the clear over his head.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
6, 5.
And of course, standing on the near side of the court, anticipating that his opponents will have a hard time playing with accuracy to the baseline, so he might be free to step. a foot extra close to the net.
Oh my goodness.
But I think he's slowed down in speed, Lee Chong Wei.
6 all.
Since the opening game, you mean, or in general?
The intensity since the opening game has dropped. And I don't like that. I mean, all chances are that he'll still win this match in 2 games, but why take the chance? He has the chance of getting a little bit more rest than his opponent tomorrow if he wins this match. So why not just fire on all cylinders and play as good as you possibly can, and stay as little time on court as possible, because if we think back 2 years' time, he was carted off the final.
Yeah. Match point down, and he was literally carried off court with cramp against Lindan in Guangzhou.
Service over. 7 all.
Always missed it. That's a pity. That was a nice looking backhand.
Service over. 8.
Almost a double shot
7.
flat over the net.
Left.
Oh, how many net cords has he had?
Service over.
The more he hits it, the more I tend to believe it's not luck anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going for it.
Left. Go.
Oh my goodness me. What on earth was that?
9.
Totally
8.
mistimed.
There was this change in pace and
Service over.
alertness.
9 all.
No, that was another net cord, but that
10.
deflected wide.
9.
Has been a very odd match so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
Missed it.
11.
To the mid-game
9.
interval. Lee Chong Wei with a 2-point advantage. I think we've had one long rally, which was 38 shots. Apart from that, I'll be fairly surprised if any rallies over about 15 shots.
Yeah. It seems like, even though he's doing quite well point-wise, that Huyun isn't really believing that he can win this match in the end.
Lee Chong Wei's coach, Henderwan, world champion in Seville in 2001. Liu Jin, I don't think was ever world
20
champion, was he?
seconds. Court
No,
1.
he was All England
20
champion.
That's right.
Thank you.
Was contemporary with Han Jin. Who coached Malaysia when they won the Thomas Cup in '92.
That's right.
5.
Now that was quicker than Lee Chong Wei.
12. 9.
I think I don't know really how to explain this, but Lee Chong Wei's shot quality is dependent on his speed. if the speed goes down to average speed from any normal player, his shots are not more accurate or more deceptive than the average player's shot, in my opinion. But when he does them, when he executes the shots at high speed, then it really puts pressure on the opponents.
Yeah, you can't afford sort of a couple of gifted points like that when you're playing against players who believe they can beat you. That's good placement of the smash, aim towards the right hip.
13, 11.
Yeah, it's worked well for him, these change of pace. Long.
14, 11. Black.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Service over. 12. 14.
No, you've got to dare to believe who you're. Oops.
13, 14.
One of the most interesting men's singles championships that I can remember, because I actually see a number of players that could win the title, and that's quite a number of years since it's been like that. Oh, that's a pity.
Service over.
And
15.
a shot like that is easy to be angry with
13.
as a coach.
Yeah.
But that's his playing style. And that's why he wins matches, because he's not the fastest player. He's not the hardest hitting player. But he sort of takes his chances. And when he's had a good day, then he's really, really dangerous. Excellent shot there.
Service over.
If I were Hinderan now, I would be worried that,
15.
that there would be one of these 3 rally gaps again, where it was a little bit unconcentrated.
Yeah. It's just long. Reprieve
Service over.
for Lee Chong Wei.
16, 14. Yeah.
Well, we're not even 30 minutes into the match yet. No, I can still only recall one really good rally.
Okay. Thank you. Black.
That's clever.
He's going so sharp for that net
17.
shot. Huyun
14.
needs to create some positive situation. Takes his chance there, but unsuccessful.
Now the umpire is
You
having...
must be flip continuously. No, no, you don't go. Don't go. Round and round, okay? Play.
Yeah.
Oh,
Play.
I think both players surprised about that. I'm a little surprised about that.
Yeah.
We've just ticked over the 30-minute mark. They're not exactly slow, are they?
No. And compared to a lot of other matches that we've seen here, I mean, that's totally, totally surprising that she's suddenly changing sort of the soul of the tournament, because it has been that you can get your breaks.
Yeah. Well, I
Service
timed
over.
in between a couple of
15.
rallies in the women's singles.
17.
Carolina Marin against Wang Sheshian. It was over a minute.
Yeah.
Excellent. Again.
Yes.
And that's what you mean by he's prepared to take his
16.
chances.
He is, and he is very good in the flat
17.
game, quick racket movements and so on, and he goes for the chances at the net. I mean, in most areas, if you compare, you're behind Lee Chong Wei, but at the net, it's like 50-50 if you go for it.
Oh, that's an awesome smash.
Service over. 18.
Oh, Morton Frost
16.
like that. Yeah, that's not too shabby either, is it?
I think the lift was
Service
quite a bit
over.
short from Chong Wei. He
17.
tried to get it really, really
18.
high.
So just 1 point in it.
Thank you. Play.
17-18. Oh my goodness, I think Lee Chong Wei's shot, which was
Service over.
desperately loose. I think it may have been going wide.
Yeah,
19.
I agree.
17.
And Hu Yun, that's a ghastly error. Goodness me.
This is exactly what we've been discussing, that in 5 minutes' time, Lee Chong Wei might have gone for a third game if he'd been unlucky.
Oh, might do, yeah. It's gone long. Here are match point
20.
opportunities.
Match point. 17.
First of the
Service
3
over.
match points, well saved.
18.
Well, after those 6 match
20.
points that were saved by Linda Winnie Fanatry, I don't think anything's certainty anymore. Oh, brilliant. What a net shot from Lee Chong Wei as he records his 8th straight win over Hu Yun. Hu Yun still without ever taking a game against the former world
Match
number
won
1.
by Lee Chong Wei.
He looks more
21-12.
relieved than happy, actually,
21-18.
Yeah.
Lee Chong Wei.
Well, I have to say, I before this match started, I certainly put Lee Chong Wei down as favourite, but I was a bit disappointed in that, if I'm brutally honest.
I think the first game was actually quite good, but the second game, that's the one that still leaves some question mark whether he's a real contender for this title.
Yeah. Look at that. So safely through to the semi-final, Lee Chong Wei, where he will meet either five-time former champion Lin Dan or the number 2 seed Janor Jorgensen. There we can see 35 minutes with 21-12, 21-18. After that, men's singles, Lee Chong Wei safely through to the semi-finals. We've got 3 men's doubles. And we've got the World Championship silver medalists from 2 years ago and bronze medalists from last year, the Danes, up against the 2013 All-England champions. Then we've got the home favourites, Mohammed Hassan and Hendra Setiawan. Of course, they were the world champions in Guangzhou in 2013. Surprise quarter-finalists, Marcus Ellis and Chris Langridge of England. Haven't they done well? Splendid result for them, being this far, and who knows, because I think there was 1 or 2 question marks about the former champions in some of their previous matches. Then after that, we've got